Welcome back, everybody, to Fire Your Empty Now. It's only Tuesday, but you get Mike Phillip today. Dr. Glidden, I assume, is off somewhere winning, as I've seen with his advice so many times in the past. Call-in line, 1-844-374-5433. That's 1-844-374-5433. Now it's Testimony Tuesday, so I want to hear from you if you've had a massive, what can only be described as miraculous health recovery with longevity, or if you're struggling and in pain and want to get out of the weeds, you're tired of drugs, you're tired of surgery, you're tired of complications from drugs and surgery, then we're here for you. Now, I'm not going to BS you. I'm a guy who a long time ago was looking for a way to help a loved one because I couldn't stand listening to her cry in pain all the time and just seeing it on her face. So, I got into longevity with both feet. And how I got into it was listening to this radio show. And there was a lot of hopelessness with my own health and with my wife's. But I never, ever gave up. You don't give up. You just don't do it. If you're looking for something, the answer is out there. If you're listening to your child cry in pain from Crohn's disease or, just about anything, there is hope. I'm here to tell you. And I hung on to it for a long time when it didn't look like things were going to get any better, but I'll tell you what, they did. All because I was really willing to take in the right information. I am not a doctor. I'm a guy who does his homework. And when I found longevity, I found Team Glidden. I found the webinars. I started watching. And since then, an uneducated in the medical field person such as myself has been able to give simple solutions and answers to people all around me. And in that time, I've seen people, you just can't imagine. Like I said on the show last Friday, I was talking to this lady, June. I gave her a can of Tangy Tangerine. She threw away her walker, lost 35 pounds, and now her doctor is talking about taking her off of oxygen. Now, she would have asked me if this is going to, she didn't even ask. If she'd asked me, is this going to help me out with my breathing? I'd have said, I don't know, probably not. If you're on oxygen for a lot of years, there's a lot of lung damage there, right? Well, this one hit me out of the blue. Here's this woman, feeling great, about to get off oxygen. And that's how it is with longevity. If you've just started, stick around. There's answers. We don't cure nothing. Water doesn't cure dehydration. Vitamin C doesn't cure scurvy. Unless there was a synthetic vitamin C made by GlaxoSmithKline. Maybe, I don't know. Just as a hypothetical example. And we've covered a lot of things on this show. We've talked about massive medical mistakes, cover-ups, conspiracies by government and business to suppress the truth of how you can get your health back. Benito Mussolini, in his book, described fascism as a marriage between government and business. Well, we have that. We have that. And that machine is chugging along and spitting out bodies every 10 minutes. I, for one, am tired of it. I don't want to see it anymore. And I'm actually active. This Thursday at 7 o'clock, Team Glidden Camrose is going to be meeting at Fiona's Coffee Shop. Now, there's going to be a live webinar on bone and joint health by Dr. Glidden. And that was the biggest thing that we were able to conquer with my own life. And since that time, I can't believe how many people I've ran into that have problems in that area. it just seems like, I was at that Camrose women's show, old Mike Phillips, surrounded by about 500 women. Right on for me. And I had them coming up to me and saying I've been in pain for years and years. And so I had a big stack of DVDs I was handing out with information on how to achieve a strong body without cancer. And this one woman told me that she's been in pain for years. I told her what happened with us. And now we're talking. And that's what it's going to take. You're going to have to get out and actually do something and talk to people. There are people hurting. There's people in pain. There's people with loved ones hurting and in pain and sick all the time. Well, you know what? You want to get involved with us? You want to get involved in a group that actually does things? You want to bring Dr. Glidden to your town? We can help you. That's right. We can help you. And I'm going to give out a number right now. And this is for Team Glidden. It's 1-800-705-6892. That's 1-800-705-6892. Now, if you want to change the community and your countrymen around you, then we want to talk. If you just want to get your health back, that's fine. We'll help you with that too. But if you are the kind of person that you just don't know how to do it, but say you want to get an event together with Dr. Glidden coming to speak in your town, we can help you with that. We've got professional event coordinators. We've got pharmacists. We've got all kinds of people in our downline that have expressed an interest in helping people help their community. 1-800-705-6892. Now, I've got a lot of things I want to talk about today, but I'm looking at my board here, and the phone lines are lit up. We've got Dora in California. Now, Pat, Dean, Doug, Carmen, hang on. We'll get to you. But right now, we're going to go over to Dora in California. Dora, are you there, and can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thanks.
How you doing, Dora?
Call.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Go on.
Yes.
What's on your mind, Dora?
Well, I've never taken blood pressure pills before, and I never checked even my blood pressure. But I had started this. It's been about 3-4 weeks now. Why is the top number kind of fluctuates? It's high and then it's low.
Okay, you started on what? You started on longevity products for a couple of weeks?
No, I've been taking longevity products for a long time.
Okay.
But when I went to the ear doctor, my blood pressure had gone up for some reason, and then he said I should take some blood pressure medicine to bring it down. But I kind of hesitated to, but I went ahead and took it anyway. So I've been taking, it's 10 milligrams since it's almost a month. But I want to get off of it. But then it's really good at times, but I want to know why the top number sometimes is high.
Well, tell me how were you feeling? Were you feeling bad? Like were you getting any?
I feel fine, actually.
And did you feel fine before you went to the doctor?
Yeah.
And he just told you that okay, you have high blood pressure, and we need to put you on a statin drug. That's what he told you.
Yeah, it went up. It happened.
Wasn't that interesting? That's interesting. Because I was talking to another guy here, and he had gotten a blood pressure check in Canada. All right. Now, we have a lot of the same standards as the United States. Some of them are different, but it's all the same allopathic system. And they consistently move the goalpost up for what is considered high blood pressure. So if you got, say, a diagnosis of high blood pressure here, and you went to Australia in 1 week and got a diagnosis there, it would be completely different because their standards are different, okay? So, a lot of our standards are the same because we're basically British colony countries, whether people like to admit it or not. We are. But I wonder if that's the same thing happening with you. Tell me this. What are you taking for longevity products?
I take tangerine, de-stress, calcium, Dr. Glidden told me to take 1 tablespoon of calcium 4 times a day.
Yeah.
And I take my tangy tangerine, 1 scoop, because I don't weigh very much, 1 scoop with 16 ounces of water.
Yeah.
I drink that.
I'm guessing that you didn't even have high blood pressure. I'm not a doctor or anything, but I'm guessing that this guy might be getting a kickback on that is one possibility. You know what I mean? And they're notorious for pushing these drugs even when people don't need them.
Well,
So,
I've been keeping track of it every day, and I brought it into my doctor, and it was 145 over 90 and 80, and then but before that, it had come down to 145, 143. It fluctuates. I don't know why, for some reason.
Yeah.
So is it okay if I just get off of it?
Well, I would never tell you to just get off of a drug first thing. I would tell you to get a hold of your pharmacist and talk to him. Or actually, you know what I'd like you to do, Dora? I'd like you to phone back in tomorrow when Dr. Glidden's in. But in my opinion, you probably didn't need the statin in the first place.
Yeah. And then I have another quick question. What is going on when you hear pulsating, mostly in the night? You're pulsating, a pulsating effect in your ear. You're hearing your heart. It's working. That's a good thing. It's annoying. Okay. Because I'm 91 years old. Maybe is that the reason why? Could be. I'd like you. You know what, Dora? I would like you to call back tomorrow and talk to Dr. Glidden about this. But yeah, you're 91. You've been taking this stuff. You felt great, and they said you all of a sudden needed a drug. We're gonna let you go, Dora. Call back tomorrow. This is Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Fire Your MD Now. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden on this Tuesday. Now, we got a whole lot of callers waiting. Every single one of you, I want you to hang on because I'd love to talk to you. And we're going to go over to Deborah in Arizona. She wants to talk about thyroid issues. Are you there, Deborah?
I am here.
Great. What's going on, Deborah?
I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer in 1994 and have been clear since then for 20 years. The issue seems to be sciatica, lower back pain. I am a member, and I was told to take the upgraded version of the tangerine and the bone, whatever it's called. I forgot the name. I just started on the 4th of April. However, the powder seems to cause diarrhea, and I'm unable to take either one of the powder products.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. You're going to have to, this works, but you just started, and you might be dealing with a couple of different things. Like you might have a compromised small intestine due to gluten consumption for a lot of years, and that might be contributing to it. The other thing is, you might be taking it too fast all at once. Now, there's only 2 ways this doesn't work. It's a lack of absorption or a lack of amount. Okay? So, here's the thing. You could switch from the powdered OsteoFX to the liquid beyond OsteoFX, and that's shellfish free. And what I'd like to see it do, if it was me, I would spread it out over the day, mix it all up in the morning, and spread it over the course of the day. Now, the powdered OsteoFX has a tendency to clump up, okay? Right. And it's really difficult to use. But what I found, I went and got a magic bullet at Walmart for like $20. It was cheap. And I throw everything in there in the morning, and I whip it up really good. And see, you're talking to a guy who, when I started on Youngevity, it did the same thing to me. It went straight through, right? But if you figure out how to take it throughout the day, like just a sip an hour, and still get the amount in, the goal is to optimize your absorption. And that's what you're going to have to figure out. And if you'll stick it out and do that, you're going to see big results.
Well, that's the whole thing. I've just been taking like a tablespoon, just sipping on a tablespoon, and it still goes right through me.
Yeah, you're probably, how old did you say you were again?
65.
Yeah, okay, so you probably had some real problems when you came into this, right? Well, you had thyroid problems. You were clean. You had no cancer for like 20 years, you said?
Yes, sir.
That's a good thing.
Amen.
Yeah, you bet. But you know what? Just give it some time. You just started, and give it a little bit of time and try to figure out how you can take it in such a way that it doesn't go straight through you, okay? Because it will work for you, all right? You have yourself a great day. We're going to let you go. We're going to jump over to Carmen. She's got arthritis she wants to talk about. How you doing, Carmen?
Hi, I'm doing better than expected. However, the reason I'm on this call is because I'm pursuing. I'm on a mission to get myself healthier. I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis about maybe 15, 20 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And I am an old registered nurse. I'm retired now, medically. And I want to get my health better, and I wanted to find out. My sister told me about these products. I mean, all products.
Is your sister taking the products?
My sister's going to start taking the products, too. She hasn't. She's not taking it, but she is going to take them. She was recommending this doctor, and I wanted to find out a little bit more about, my condition, which in the medical profession they said there's no cure, but I don't believe that because God created your body to heal itself. I believe in replenishing your cells with the right nutrition because healing starts from the inside out.
Well, you're preaching to the choir, Carmen. Yeah, absolutely. Like, Dr. Wallach actually identified a lot of this stuff in animals a long time ago and figured out how to clear it up with them. And we're the same, from dust thou art to dust thou shalt return. Mm-hmm. And what's dust made of? It's minerals, right?
Yeah.
So listen, Carmen, I hear the music, and we've got a break coming up. It's going to last about 4 minutes. But I want you to stay right there because I'm glad you called, and I want to talk to you about this.
Okay.
Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Fire Your Empty Now Radio. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden all on a Tuesday. Really happy to be here. I love doing this show. It was an opportunity that, it's funny how life goes. I had radio training. I took broadcasting and journalism back in the 90s. And I ended up being a rig hand for a lot of years after that, working in the Alberta oil patch. And I'm not a Sunday school teacher, I'll tell you that. I'm not here because I'm a great guy. But I actually care about what I'm doing, and I feel like I have a purpose and a mission in my heart. TeamGlidden.ca. Get hooked up with us. Let's get you going. Let's get you and your community's health back, your family. 1-800-705-6892. That's 1-800-705-6892. Now, we're going to go back to Carmen. Carmen, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Excellent. So you were a nurse for a lot of years, and you were diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. And you believe in your heart of hearts that there's no good reason why you should be in any pain anymore. Tell me, you found out about this show from somebody else. Well, how did they hear about it?
Basically, my sister was the one. I don't know how she found out about it, but she was the one that was telling me to look into him because Dr. Wallach believes in, that there's a healing for every disease that you have out here. The medical profession is not really telling you this because, of course, it's spelled M-O-N-E-Y. So there's a lot of reasons why, people don't get healed.
Well, hey, Carmen, tell me this. Carmen, let me interrupt you for a second. Tell me this.
That's okay.
You were a nurse for a lot of years. What have you seen?
Yes, I've seen a lot of people with chronic illnesses. I've seen a lot of cancers. I've seen a lot of people that keep going back to the medical doctor, and they never really find relief. There's a lot of interventions that they take for, like, for instance, surgeries, when in fact, I believe in my heart, and I know in my heart that there's a cure for all these diseases, but they're not telling you about it because they don't really want you to get healed, really. I mean, you lose patience. And
Absolutely.
My mission is because I want to be able to help myself get out of this pain. I'm of severe pain. I take Remicade, which is an IV, which these drugs have severe side effects. And that's the reason why I'm pursuing my mission to help me get better health so that I can help other people get better health.
You know what? That is exactly what happened with me. I was looking for better health for me and somebody that I loved more than anything. And I found this, and when I pursued it, it was the same problems that you're experiencing now. I'm going to give you some advice, okay?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I would like to see you join up with Longevity. You got a pen?
Yes, I do.
I tell you what I want you to get. Do you have a shellfish allergy?
A little bit. I mean, I was tested for allergies, and I'm allergic to everything you could think of.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I'm allergic to a lot of things.
That's indicative of a gluten intolerance right there. You know what? I used to be allergic to everything too myself. When I was a kid, summer camp was the most miserable time ever. And I was a tough kid, but I was brought to my knees by incapacitating allergies. I spent the whole week at summer camp in my cabin struggling to breathe because I had asthma and I was allergic to the pollen in the air and everything. Well, I'm here to tell you, in the last 2.5 years, I haven't had to take a Clarin once. My allergies are completely gone. So I think that you could go the same route.
Yeah.
And
I know about gluten. Yes, I know about gluten, and I try to avoid gluten.
That's
it's hard to avoid gluten, and there's so many things that I'm allergic to, so, yes.
You know what? Anything worth doing is difficult. Anything worth doing is difficult.
No. I'm willing to do all that. That's not a problem with me because it means health.
Yeah, that's great. Now, listen, due to your history with allergies, did you have any asthma or skin conditions?
No, I don't have any of that. The only problem that I have mostly is my joints. I have a lot of pain of inflammation in my joints.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to get 1 can of the Tangy Tangerine, Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 per 100 pounds body weight. Okay, so if you weigh roughly 100 pounds, you're going to get 1. If you weigh close to 200 pounds, you're going to get 2. Now, with that, I want you to get 1 bottle of the Beyond OsteoFX. That's 1 bottle of Beyond OsteoFX. And you're going to take 2 ounces of that per 100 pounds body weight. With that, due to your history of allergies, if you could take extra EFAs, there's a product called EFA Plus, and that's amino and fatty acids. They are derived from fish. There's also a plant-derived one. I don't recommend it because I've used both, and I get a bigger bang for my buck out of the EFA Plus. So if you can actually take, 15 of those a day, do it. That's what I did, right?
EFA Plus?
EFA Plus, there's a 90-count bottle. I want you to take as many of those as you can afford. And you're not going to OD on them or anything like that. Don't go stupid on it, right? But, if you could take three times, if you could take, I'm a little crude. I'm a rig worker. But anyway, ex-rig worker anyways. But if you double up on those EFAs, that'll be the end of your allergy problems if you get rid of the gluten and the other items on the 10 bad food list. Now, here's the other deal. For your bone and joint pain, rheumatoid arthritis, you're going to need the Killer Probiotic. Okay, that's 1 bottle of Killer Probiotic per 100 pounds body weight. And you're also going to want a bottle of Glucogel Plus. That's Glucogel Plus. That's a liquid.
What?
And you can mix that up with all the other liquid and powdered products in the morning and take it throughout the day. And how you take the Glucogel Plus is 1 ounce per 50 pounds body weight per day. That's 1 ounce per 50 pounds body weight per day. Yeah. And the good thing about the Glucogel Plus is that it's got extra antioxidants added in, so that's going to limit and help with free radical damage at the same time as it's helping you with your bone and joints. All right, the killer probiotic is going to get rid of microbes that are feeding off of things between your joints, causing that pain as well as the inflammation. So, and that is, I'm not a doctor, but I've seen it work for other people, and for posterity's sake, let me just say that's my opinion. But if you do that...
Probiotics. I just want to get rid of this inflammation. I am taking IV Remicade, which is deadly. I mean, to me, it's not even really helping. I feel constant throbbing on my whole body, and my knees, everything, my whole body.
Yeah, I feel for you. We got to get you out of the weeds there. So, if you and your sister heard about this from a longevity distributor, I want you to get back in touch with them, and you can download this podcast and play everything that you heard me tell you today. And if that doesn't work, give it 90 days. Follow the 10 bad food list. But if she just searched it out and didn't hear from anybody, you can get in touch with my organization. And if you got a pen, I'll give you the number.
Sure. Hold on. Let me get this. Okay. All right.
It's 1-800. Yeah, 1-800-705-6892.
Now, who is this now? Longevity?
This is TeamGlidden.ca. We are a longevity offshoot organization. We're all business builders with longevity, and we bring Dr. Glidden to town. We bring Dr. Wallach to town. We're highly active, and our goal is to spread this message far and wide. Here's the deal. I don't get paid to do this show. I'm doing this because I want to help people out genuinely, and I expressed that to Dr. Glidden. I had some radio training, and I'm taking time out of my day to do this. So if anybody wants to join us with Mission Before Commission philosophy, then we're the people for you. That's 1-800-705-6892. All right, Carmen?
Okay, so these are a lot of products, and I can get them through you or...
Yeah, if you call that number and you give that list to the operator, that you might even get my brother. He mans that phone line a lot of the time, and we'll tell you how to get them and walk you through it. And we'll also be there for you when you get them to tell you how to take it. And that's invaluable, because a lot of times when people just sign up to longevity, they'll put them under somebody randomly, and they don't ever hear from them, and they don't do anything. Well, we kind of are on a mission to change that so that people have a support network of somebody that they can call if they're interested in, just ways of taking the products, putting them in touch with people in our group that have experience. Or if you want to say, bring Dr. Glidden to your town, we're interested in helping you make that happen.
Say that again. In Dr. Glidden, where in my town?
Yeah, say if you want to get involved with longevity and you want to spread this message, you could bring Dr. Glidden and put on an event where he'll speak. And if you advertise it right, do all the right things, then you could really make an impact where you live, and that we're all about that.
Okay. Now you mentioned a live webinar on bone and joint health.
Yeah, that's going on Thursday. Thursday at 7 o'clock Mountain Time. That's where I live. Where are you?
I'm in Maryland, so I'm Eastern Standard Time.
So that would be 9 o'clock, I guess, your time. You guys are 2 hours ahead of us.
Yeah.
But just go to fireyourmdnow.com, okay? And click on events, and it'll show you exactly when it is for your time. And if you become an insider, that's $20 a month, then you can attend the live webinars, and you have access to the whole list of them.
Okay.
Throughout the, you know what I mean? So I suggest that to anybody, because that's what I do. And it's rare that I run into anybody that is having a problem with their health that I don't have something to say to them, or if I have nothing to contribute to the subject, I can get a hold of Dr. Glidden or Dr. Wallach and bring it up to them. So if if people need answers, if we don't know, we'll find out.
Okay, now what is this killer, you mentioned the killer probiotic. Is that going to, I know you're not in the medical field, but maybe you know a little bit more about the killer probiotic.
Yeah, you got little nasties growing in your joints and they need to be killed and flushed out. How's that?
That's the first
How's
one
that?
Okay,
yeah, that's the
help.
layman explanation of that, and that's all I'm going to give you. But Carmen, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I'm going to let you go.
Nice talking to
you got that phone
okay.
number, yeah? And if you want to get hooked up with us, call that number. Unless you heard of it from a longevity distributor in your area, then get back in touch with them. Great talking to you, Carmen. We're going to let you go. We're going to go over to Doug, and he wants to talk about Hashimoto's disease. Doug, are you there?
Yeah. No, I don't really need to talk about Hashimoto's disease. I want to talk to Dr. Glidden about Lyme disease.
Yeah, Dr. Glidden actually contracted Lyme disease himself.
Yeah.
And well, I don't know. Have you seen the webinar?
Here's the situation. While I listened to one of his programs where he talked to one guy.
You know what, Doug? Hang on a second. I'm going to cut you off. I hear the music, and that means we got to go to a break. I'm going to put you on hold, but I'm going to come back to you, and I want you to start over with what you're going to tell me. Mike Phillip, filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden, back after this. Welcome back to Fire Your MD Now Radio. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. We were talking to Doug before this break, but I just want to say Pat and Anita in Connecticut, hang on. I know you're there, and I want to talk to you. Now, Doug, you were talking about Lyme disease. I want you to start all over. We've got a short segment, but I'm going to give it to you if you want before the top of the hour. Go ahead. Doug, are you there?
What's that?
Oh, I didn't have you for a second there, Doug. Go ahead. Start over.
Okay. We've been with Longevity for 2 years. My daughter has had Hashimoto's disease for 9 years. All right? I took her off the medication 2 years ago, and between Dr. Glidden and Dr. Wallach, we've been taking the supplements as much as we possibly can afford, okay? She came to me and she said she's still got headaches, muscle aches, and all that stuff. So we did the test for Lyme's disease, and it came up positive. So I asked her to call Dr. Glidden, or I'll talk to Dr. Glidden and see what we could actually do for her without going any farther. So
yeah,
do you have
you know what? What I would suggest to you is if you're an insider.
I'm not.
Okay, you're not. You can't afford it. Okay, here's what I want you to do, Doug. Doug, are you listening?
I am.
You got a pen?
Yep.
I want you to call this number, 1-800-705-6892.
Yeah.
Okay, now that's my team. I'm going to get in touch with them and let them know that Doug in Connecticut's going to be calling. And we're going to forward you an email with the webinar on Lyme's disease in it. And anything that, like Dr. Glidden actually went through it. Okay? And he's going to tell you all about where it originated, why it's called what it's called, and what tests they use to determine if a person has it and how effective those tests are.
I've seen that.
You've seen it?
I've seen it on his website, one of his radio programs. I've listened to it.
Okay, well, if you listen to it on the radio program, that was just him talking about it. We're going to send you something with him doing an actual presentation and getting into all the details on it. So, but for the purpose of this, if you want to do that, we'll send you the webinar, okay, free. And also, I would recommend that you call him. Okay, and talk to him about it as well. But if you watch the webinar, because, it depends on what test she took. They're only accurate, some of
I know.
a certain percentage of the time, right? So, I mean, you don't even 100% know that's what you're dealing with. But you talk to him about it. Call back tomorrow. He'll be back. And we're going to let you go, Doug. Thanks for the call. We're going to go now over to Anita in Connecticut. Anita, are you there and can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Anita, it's great to talk to you today. How you doing?
Good and bad, Mike. I have
Good
a few
and bad.
things that I need some tweaking with.
Tell me all about it.
7 months ago, I read a book on how bad, this is before I knew anything about longevity, I read a book about how bad wheat was, so I went off of wheat and I lost 15, I wasn't really that heavy, but I lost 15 pounds immediately.
That's what I've seen with people too when they drop the gluten, that they all of a sudden lose a bunch of weight. Like even if a person can't do longevity, I would tell them to drop the gluten because, yeah, same thing as what you're saying. I've seen people just drop weight overnight with dropping the gluten. But go on, sorry I interrupted.
That's okay. I'm a diet-controlled diabetic, not on any medications at all. And when I dropped the weight and went off of wheat, my numbers went down into the 90s, and I had worked so hard at this. I was just delighted. My A1C went from 5.9 to 5.5, and my doctor told me I could never do this. And,
of course he did.
Everything was wonderful. My blood pressures, I'm going to be 83 in 2 weeks, and my blood pressures were, the systolic was averaging about 125 to 135. My diastolic and pulse were always in the 50s and 60s.
Anita?
Yes.
Anita, I love talking to you. This is great.
Yeah,
I'm going to put you...
wait.
No, well, I hear the music, and that means... You gotta wait. I hear the music. We got a break coming up. Hold on. I want to hear this, Anita, okay? We'll be back
all right.
after
Okay.
this.